Oh well, here's my XL250s. Yeah, well, I first saw this in on an auction site. The buy now price $400. I really needed a project to get my teeth into, so I thought, yep, let's go for it. Anyway, it was a complete rusted wreck, and the pictures also showed that. It hadn't been running for probably 30 years. Most of that time I'd been sitting out in the weather, probably not really in a barn as much as it could have been. I still think of it as a barn fine day. Yeah, so it was completely so rusted. The exhaust pipes are completely rusted off, only the stubs of the headers were left. Tank was completely rusted out, frame was rusted, wheels were rusted solid, they wouldn't turn, chain was gone, sprockets were all rusted, brakes were all seized up. The whole thing was just a hulk. But I thought, well, I should be able to breathe life back into this old girl. So I got it home on my trailer and started stripping it all down. Took everything off the frame, stripped down the engine, completely opened the engine up to see what I've got there. The engine wasn't too bad actually inside. Still had oil in it, even had a couple of dead lizards in there floating in the oil. Must have got down through the breather. Haven't yet really worked on the carburetor, pretty much was just as I got it, so she's not idling all that well at the moment. Yeah, so I started on the rebuild. I got a new tank, or second-hand tank. I don't want to paint that, I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's sort of keeping with the age. I actually got some of the older side covers. I actually like this style, because I think it is actually a 79. It had the covered over side covers, ones which cover over part of the spring, but I actually like these ones. I think it gives it more of a retro look, so I've replaced the old ones with these ones. So what have I replaced? Well, new heavy duty tubes and new tyres. 23 inches the front wheel, that's what they were at this time. So I got a Bridgestone trail tyre on the front, and pretty hard to get knobblies for the front for 23 these days. The rear is a Pirelli Scorpion, and that's really nice, good tyre, should get plenty of life out of that. I got second-hand headers and exhaust pipe, muffler and everything, muffler box and muffler, it's all in good nick. Put new springs on it, new shocks on it, new brake shoes front and rear, new wheel bearings front and rear, new sprockets, new chain, new brake cable front and rear, new carburetor cables, throttle cables, new speedo, dismantled all of the frame completely and sanded it down and zinc coated and then black enamel paint. Seems to be good. New handlebars, new headlight. She's a 6-volt system, this one. I'm not running a battery, I'm just running the magneto. It's going fine. Oh yeah, the engine, I had to get a new sprocket cover. I got that, new pettock, new coil. This model's got the electronic ignition, so that made it quite easy. And so far I've run up nearly 6 hours of running time since the build, 5.9, and completed 40 kilometers. Most of that has been, I did a couple of trail rides on it out in the forest, haven't videoed those unfortunately, and some running around the front of the house here on the street. New levers, kill switch and throttle, sleeves and everything all new here. New gas cap, yeah, new gear lever, clutch is rebuilt as well. Oh, I've got a second-hand mudguard, It's not exactly the right one for it, but it seems to be fine. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it actually. I didn't want to build it as a restoration, I just wanted to get it going and be able to use it. So now I can drive it, or ride it around quite easily. It's very reliable. Just got to rebuild the carburetor sometime so that it idles a bit more smoothly, and then it'll be all good to go. At the moment I'm just want to be able to use it for some of the vintage trail riding with the twin shockers here in New Zealand. So that's the plan, and it complements my other bikes. So my other bikes, here I have my 72 XL250 Motorsport, which I'm turning into a road racer. Here I have my 72 Motorsport, which I'm just going to do twin shocking with that as well. Haven't ridden it too much. I'll probably ride that a little bit more over summer. And over the back here I have my XL250R tucked in the back there. I'll get it out of the game later. It's a bit awkward because I've got to ship the car and I don't have a lot of space in this house for all my toys. In fact, I don't have enough space for my car, so I have to leave my car outside, which is a bit of a nuisance. And so I have my Santa Fe here, and then over the road I've got my Maxima, and and so yeah, I could do with a little bit more space. Anyway, at the moment that's all I've got. Maybe one day I'll sell this house and buy a little farmlet with a workshop and stuff on it. It's not for now. So yeah, I like the style of the XL250s. I think the 23-inch front wheel was a bit of an experiment by Honda. Didn't go down too well. I think they were trying to see if it made it handle better over the rough. I actually find it drives nicely. I don't have any problem with it, but anyway, they discontinued 23s, and pretty much every bike these days has got an 18 rear and a 21-inch front. So that's the way it's turned out. But at the time, I think the XL250 and the 500 also had the 23-inch front wheel. Some guys have converted them over to a 21-inch, but I don't think I'll bother. I'm quite happy with it. I want to keep it sort of in keeping with how it was at the time. I had trouble finding an exhaust guard, so I've just used one off an XL250 at the stage till I find one. So yeah, hopefully you like this little video. It's a little bit amateurish. I'm just new to this, new to YouTube and new to taking videos, but if you like it, please like it and subscribe, and